So this morning I woke up and I had told myself yesterday, like, okay, we're gonna go for a run. But when I woke up, I didn't feel like it. And I was making all of these excuses saying, you know what, I'll go in the evening time or I'll go tomorrow. But mainly I was like, I'll go in the evening time. And I started thinking about it. Every time I push something off and I say like, oh, I'll go later, my day gets carried away. Things happen, right? And instead of being proactive, I'm reactive and I'm trying to keep up and I'm trying to fit something in when I could have just did it in the beginning. When I was a kid, my grandmother used to say, if you just do it right now, you won't have to worry about it later. And so this morning I was like, you know what? Let's just go for a run. Let's give ourselves a goal and let's see what happens. So I told myself we're gonna run 2 miles today and we'll walk 1. But the thing is, as you run these 2 miles, I want you to run them, not walk every so often. I want your feet to keep pedaling. I don't care how fast, how slow you're going. I just want you to keep going. Because what I understand is that the hardest part about a goal is starting and finishing. Most people like to say it's either or, but it's both of them. Because when you first get started with something, there's this fear about getting started. There's this fear about how is it gonna go. There's this fear of the unknown and the uncertain. Am I capable? Am I able? There's a fear that's attached with starting something new, right? But then let's say you actually get started, you're brave enough, you're courageous enough to get started. Then you start to gain momentum and you're like, okay, this feels good. Sometime in the beginning, we abort dreams because in the beginning it's hard. It's hard to see the progress. It's hard to see what we're working towards. It's hard to be consistent and even practicing this new thing, right? But then when you keep going and you just keep showing up, I want to pause there because I really want to say, you see, a lot of people think that showing up needs to look like I gotta give it my absolute best when I show up. But true progress is getting started and just showing up however it looks. Whatever it looks like, that's you getting started. When I first started back running, I run 5 minutes. But guess what? I got out there. It was me getting over the fear of getting out there and I started showing up. And then after running 5 minutes, I'm like, bruh, I feel like I could run more. I started with something easy so I could help myself realize you can do more if you want to. And then I was like, you know what? Well, I'm gonna start doing like, I'm gonna do half a mile and I'll walk the rest. And then I was like, you know what? Let's just try to do a mile. Let's see if we can keep our feet trotting with a mile. And then after that, on today I said, you know what, Ashley? Let's go for 2 miles. Let's go. Let's go for it. Because the only thing standing in my way is me. It's my excuses. It's me doubting my ability to carry something through. And so on today I said, okay, we're gonna challenge ourselves to do 2 miles. And once again, I said the hardest part about accomplishing a goal is starting and finishing. Because when I started, I had all these thoughts about, will I be able to carry it through? You know, to somebody else, 2 miles might not be that much, but somebody who out of shape, it's enough for me. But my question was, would I be able to carry that through? Would I be able to be consistent enough to finish it, or am I gonna stop? And that was my first problem. The first problem that I had was I was questioning if, in the beginning, my mindset was wrong. Because I was questioning, will I be able to do this thing? You see, when you start a goal, you need to have the mindset and the motive and the intention to know I'm gonna finish it. I don't care how it looks when I finish it, I'm gonna finish it. Because if you start something with doubt, you're gonna give into it as the process goes. And so I had to tell myself, nah, I'm gonna finish it. I don't care if my feet hurt. I don't care. It's gonna get done. And so as I'm running, I'm gonna just be real with you. Them first few steps, my feet was like, okay, baby girl. But I had to tell my feet, I had to tell my body, you're not in control of me. You're not in charge, I am. And I told my body, I said, your feet don't hurt. I said, your legs don't hurt. I said, it's all in your mind, keep going. And the more that I ran, the more that my body started to loosen up. And I'm like, oh, I really am not tired. Now, given I wasn't moving at a super fast rate, but it was a consistent effort. I was just like, okay, let's keep going. So then I got towards the end And during this run, it was a random trail that I decided to do. During this run, there were so many hills. I was like, die. I choose the hilly run today to want to do 2 miles. So I'm running, and every time I got to a hill, the first time I got to a hill, I'm gonna be honest, I was trotting. I was like, as long as I keep going, I don't start walking. And then the second time I got to a hill, I said, Ashley, how about instead of when you get to this hill, instead of trotting, how about you try to run faster or run harder? How about on the hardest part, you run harder, and on the easier parts, you go back to that normal pace. And so each time I got to a hill, I straight up, I went harder. And I'll be honest, it was rough. But I realized in that moment that the hardest part about a goal is getting to the finish, because it gets hard at the finish line. Good morning.
Good morning.
It gets hard at the finish line. It gets hard when you're getting close to the end. It gets hard when you know you about to finish it. And that's when doubt tries to creep in and tries to tell you, oh no, you don't got this. No, you do. You do, you will, and you can. And so instead of allowing excuses, instead of allowing fear, instead of allowing doubt, instead of allowing any of that to take territory in your mind, you remain steadfast, you remain firm, you remain with the mindset, I told myself I would finish this. I don't care how I have to finish it, it's gonna get done. I was reading in my my notes from the past. I wrote something last year. It was a vlog idea. I wrote something last year, and I said, tracing my dreams by any means. Chasing my dreams by any means. And when I read it, I was like, oh yeah, I needed that reminder. Because right now, I'm chasing my dreams by any means. I don't care what it looks like when I start. I'm not gonna allow the fear of starting to hinder me from seeing what happens when I get to the other side. I want to accomplish a goal. And so what I've started doing is I set little goals every day. What can I do today that pushes me forward in tomorrow? You see, I'm be real. If you look at me. I got a belly on me, okay? Me and this belly was trotting today, and I was like, Lord, have mercy. If you just see me through this one good run, Lord, I'm going to do some sit-ups when I get home. But the thing is, I could look at where I am right now, and I could be discouraged. And I could think, well, this is where I am. It's going to be hard for me to get to where I want to go. Or I can look at today as not just a starting point, but as a step towards what I'm working towards, what I'm going towards, what I'm working for. And so I decided to just record this video because I want people to know it's not about, no, I don't want to say that. I want people to know the hardest part about your goal is how you start. Do you start with the mindset that I'm gonna finish? Or do you count yourself out and say, man, we're gonna see how this goes? No, I'm gonna finish. How do you start? And then, how do you maintain so that you may finish? Because the hardest part about a goal is starting and finishing. When you gain momentum, life will happen, challenges will happen, excuses will happen, doubts will creep in, things will come about. But do you persist even when life is resisting? So that's my message for today. I'm chasing my dreams by any means. I don't care how I look when I start. All I know is I'm on a mission to finish some things. And so yes, today I accomplished my 2-mile run, and now we're walking. And the beautiful thing is I have so much more energy like after doing it. And this like walk back is like a good, I'm gonna be honest, this walk back is kind of nice. I might have to add like an extra walk at the end of my runs because I'm just like, my body is feeling good. P.S. Side note, in case you're wondering, put deodorant on before you go for a run or walk, because I somehow did not do that. And let me tell you something. I was running, I was like, sheesh, Lord, is that me? It was. So anyway, friends, that's all I want to share on today. I hope that you got something from it. Like I said, chase your dreams by any means. We turning up this year. And as I love to say, friend, make sure you keep shining, keep growing, and keep glowing in the name of Jesus. Okay? Keep going, don't stop. All right, friends, talk to you later. Peace.